All right, here's a good question. The one thing it does introduce is something that we didn't talk about in class. You might have done it in a different class, and that's the idea of density. Density, its formula is equal to mass over volume. So you can use that information and this information to determine what mass of what total mass you have in the solution. So maybe let's start there. So the density, we're trying to figure out mass. So it'll be mass is equal to density times volume. The density is 1.42 grams per milliliter times by the volume. Now the volume is 1.20 liters. I want to make sure it's the same as milliliters. So I'm going to move my decimal 3 over to the right. Usually we want, milliliters. Usually we want our volumes in liters, but I'm going to cancel this one out anyway. And so converting that to milliliters allows me to cancel. Okay, so now I'll just multiply those two together. Calculator. So it'll be 1.42 times 1200. So that gives me, that's not right, 1.42 times 1200, 1704. So that gives me 1704 grams. So that is of the total solution. So this is how much is in the total solution. Then they say they have 71% nitric acid. So if you look at our mass percent formula, its mass percent is equal to how much is in the solute over the total solution times by 100. And what we're wanting to get is the moles of nitric acid. So we want to figure out the solute. And the solute is our nitric acid, and the total would include nitric acid and water. But we want to figure this top one out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 100, and that'll get rid of that 100. And then I'm going to multiply both sides by the total, multiply by total, and that'll get rid of total. So on the right side, all I'll have is solute. So let me just reverse the formula here. So solute is going to be equal to my total times by my mass percent divided by 100. So the total is this number that we got right there. So 1704 grams times the mass percent, they said is 71. So 71.0% divided by 100%. So the hundreds go away. Okay, so now let's do that calculation. And I was all excited when I did that. I thought, oh, there's my answer. Times 71 divided by 100. So I'm getting 1209.84. So the grams, or the mass of the solute, is 1209.84 grams. But the question asks for moles of nitric acid. So now I'm going to have to use my formula. Moles is equal to mass over molar mass. The mass is 1209.84 grams. Now I have to figure out the molar mass for nitric acid. Let's do that over here on the side. So one hydrogen is worth 1.01. Nitrogen is worth 14.01. And 3 oxygens, they're worth 48. Okay, so I add that up. 63.02. So 63.02 grams per mole. So the grams cancel. So now I take that number that I had and just leave the same number in your calculator and go divide 63.02. So I get 19.197715. The grams cancel out. This will be moles. So it looks like I have 3 sig figs everywhere, so I'm going to rewrite this as 19.2 moles. And do they have that answer? right there. All right, hopefully that helps you with that one. They threw in an extra excitement on the mass percent question that we usually don't deal with, but hopefully that helps you understand it.